Women make up less than 2% of the historical wargaming hobby. Last week, Miles and I sat down with Jasper, the editor-in-chief of Wargame Soldiers and Strategy magazine, to ask why. We looked at female gaming trends in the Great Wargaming Survey and talked to 3 women who are active wargamers. This week, we'll ask Amanda, Veronica, and Becky to return and offer some insights on how we could encourage more female participation. Why does all of this matter, you may ask? Well, earlier this year, our club provided deep data analysis on 5 years of results from WSS's Great Wargaming Survey. One of the biggest overall takeaways from that data is that the much talked about graying of the hobby is, in fact, happening at a statistically relevant rate. There's an age bubble moving through the hobby. The number of wargamers over the age of 60 has doubled in just the last 5 years, while the number of players under 30 continues to fall. We hope to do a video on that subject in the future, but for younger wargamers like myself, these trends are concerning. But that doesn't mean that they have to be inevitable or irreversible. In fact, here at Little Wars TV, we're very optimistic about the many different avenues we can explore to grow the hobby audience. And with a female player base of just 1.5%, that is one clear opportunity. More players, whomever they may be, equals more games, more products, and a more sustainable future for historical wargaming. So right now, let's hear some great insights on one opportunity to introduce new players to our hobby.
As far as, trying to appeal to women and their interests, I think it just comes down to you have to meet us where we are. We're not any different than any other gamers. We like the things we like. And I personally, don't always gravitate toward those highly female, roles. Like just because it has a dominant female character in it doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to get my interest. But exposure and accessibility, those are the 2 things that I think can get more females into gaming. I think also be mindful in gaming spaces that, when a female walks into a gaming space, don't act like she's disrupted a boys' club. Treat her like she's just part of the gang, because that's what we want to do. We're all there to play, we're all there to have fun, and that's ultimately the goal. Don't go out of your way to try and make something a female-centered activity that shouldn't be. Just meet us where we are. I think that that's going to be the best way to have more females in the hobby, is be welcoming, be inviting, and show interest in what they're interested in, just as you would anyone else.
I would say, women being 50% of the population and miniature wargaming is kind of, people talk about it aging out or whatever, so you definitely want to tap into that market. So what can you do would be just to introduce people to just even the concept that exists, and to maybe have people springboard from sci-fi fantasy into history, because there's more comfort level there crossing over. I think there are some barriers. We've talked before about barriers to entry into wargaming, but to just introduce and mentor people along, people that you think would, kind of fit in well with your group.
I think the biggest thing is to be welcoming, but also call each other out on making the women who are present feeling unwelcome. Because if I'm in a game and I'm doing XYZ strategy, I've explained it or whatever, and then I have somebody that comes in and moves my figures for me because I obviously don't know what I'm doing, it is a very frustrating experience. So, if somebody else at the table notices that and is like, dude, let her do her thing, that makes me feel better and more welcome.
A huge thank you to the staff at WSS Magazine, Becky, Veronica, and Amanda for all participating in this 2-part video series. We encourage all of you, men and women, to leave us your thoughts in the comments below.